think the car definitely didn't feel as strong as I said as the last race for some reason. We need to look into that.
The Dutch Grand Prix brought us an unexpected turn of events, especially for the Mercedes team. While Lando Norris shone at the front, a silent drama was unfolding in the Mercedes pits. What happened to the team that had been dominating in recent races? And what can be said about the strategic decisions that left many scratching their heads? In this video, we'll dive deep into Mercedes' turbulent weekend at Zandvoort. Get ready for a detailed analysis of Hamilton's recovery, the technical problems that haunted the team, and the decisions that raised more questions than answers. We'll also examine how this result affects Mercedes' position in the Constructors' Championship, especially with Ferrari showing signs of improvement. And of course, we can't ignore the rumors and speculations that are circulating. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity to subscribe now and turn on notifications. The 2024 Dutch Grand Prix will be remembered as a weekend to forget in Mercedes' recent history. The team faced a performance below expectations at Zandvoort, leaving fans and experts perplexed. Just a few weeks ago, Mercedes was celebrating a possible return to form, with impressive victories and competitive pace. However, the Dutch circuit seems to have exposed unexpected weaknesses in the W15. George Russell, who started 4th, finished 7th, while Lewis Hamilton, starting from a disappointing 14th position, crossed the finish line in 8th. The contrast with the team's recent performance couldn't be more stark. Toto Wolff, the team principal, described the result as very painful, admitting that Mercedes clearly made mistakes in some decisions about how to operate the car this weekend. The drop in performance was so sharp that it raised questions about what could have changed so drastically in such a short time. The frustration was palpable on the faces of team members. Russell, who initially seemed to be fighting for a podium, saw his pace mysteriously disappear as the race progressed. But if Russell's situation was complicated, Hamilton's was even more challenging. The 7-time world champion faced a weekend that can be described as a roller coaster of emotions, starting with a disastrous qualifying and ending with a recovery race that, although impressive, fell short of the driver's expectations. Hamilton, known for his ability to extract the maximum from the car in any situation, faced one of the most challenging weekends of his recent career. After a frustrating qualifying that left him in 12th place, a 3-position penalty for impeding Sergio Perez in Q1 pushed him to 14th on the grid after Alex Albon was disqualified. Faced with this adverse scenario, Hamilton and the Mercedes team opted for an aggressive 2-stop strategy. The Brit started the race on soft tires, a bold choice that allowed him to gain positions quickly in the first few laps. His tire management skill was evident when he managed to extend the first stint beyond expectations, minimizing the time losses that an early pit stop could cause. The transition to hard tires in the second part of the race proved particularly effective. Hamilton displayed impressive pace, becoming the fastest driver on track at certain moments. His overtaking ability, a hallmark of his career, was again demonstrated as he steadily climbed positions. However, despite his remarkable recovery from 14th to 8th, it was evident that Hamilton was far from satisfied with the result. In his post-race statements, the British driver didn't hide his frustration. "I feel like I did more than my result shows," he commented, making it clear that he believed he had potential for a much better result. Hamilton's frustration wasn't limited to just his personal performance. The driver expressed his disappointment with the car, noting that the W15 didn't behave as well as in the previous race. "We need to analyze this," he emphasized, suggesting that something fundamental had changed in the car's behavior. It's at this point that we can't ignore the speculations that have been circulating among Hamilton's most fervent fans. Some have raised questions about possible favoritism towards George Russell within the team, especially considering Hamilton's imminent move to Ferrari in 2025. While it's important to treat such speculations with caution, it's undeniable that the contrast between the starting positions and final results of the two Mercedes drivers fuels these theories. Hamilton, always diplomatic in his public statements, made no direct mention of any differential treatment. However, his evident frustration and comments about the car's unrealized potential leave room for interpretation. "If I had qualified where I should have, I would have finished at least in the top 5, he stated, a declaration that inevitably leads to questions about what could have been different. Beyond the difficulties faced by the drivers, the Dutch GP exposed a series of technical problems and questionable decisions from the Mercedes team. Most notably was the apparent inability to find the ideal car balance for Zandvoort-specific conditions. Toto Wolff admitted that the team clearly made mistakes in some decisions about how to operate the car. This confession is particularly concerning, considering Mercedes' vast experience and resources. The fact that they couldn't optimize the car setup for a track as crucial as Zandvoort raises questions about possible deeper issues in the W15's development. One of the most intriguing aspects was the rapid tire degradation experienced by both Mercedes drivers. Russell, in particular, suffered from this problem, forcing the team to switch to a two-stop strategy that ultimately didn't yield the expected results. Strategic decisions during the race were also subject to criticism. The option to make a second stop with Russell when he was struggling to maintain position against Carlos Sainz proved counterproductive. This decision not only made him lose position to Sergio Perez, but also prevented him from recovering lost ground at the end of the race. Another controversial moment occurred in the final laps, involving the pursuit of the fastest lap. Hamilton, who had made a late stop for soft tires, initially set the fastest lap. However, confusing communication between the driver and the team resulted in Hamilton not attempting to improve his time on the last lap, allowing Lando Norris to steal the extra point at the final checkered flag. This communication error is particularly frustrating as it demonstrates a lack of sync between the driver and the team at a crucial moment. Hamilton explicitly asked if he should attempt a faster lap, only to be informed it wasn't necessary. The loss of this extra point, while it may seem insignificant in isolation, could have important implications in the tight championship. Moreover, the team seems to be struggling to fully understand the car's behavior under different conditions. Russell mentioned that the car didn't behave as expected during the race, despite relatively strong performance in practice and qualifying. This inconsistency is a worrying sign for a team that traditionally prides itself on its detailed understanding of their car's engineering. The combination of these technical problems and strategic errors puts Mercedes in an uncomfortable position. With the season progressing and the fight in the Constructors' Championship intensifying, the team urgently needs to find solutions to these challenges. The question remains, will Mercedes be able to recover in time to save their season? As the Formula One season progresses, all eyes will be on Mercedes. How will they recover from the disappointing performance in Zandvoort? Will they be able to find the right balance to fight for wins and podiums in the upcoming races? And how will they manage the complex dynamics of having a world champion driver in his last season with the team? What do you think will happen with Mercedes in the upcoming races? Do you believe they will be able to recover and get back to fighting for wins? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analyses of the Formula One world. See you at the next race.